That is literally laying on the surface. 51. Just laying right on the surface. So how cool is that, huh? $61 shells. You see the shells I'm digging through? Now it's a little breaky. 61. Sounds more like a pull tab now. That's what I said about the that is definitely a breaky 61. That's what I said about that one gold ring, and then it ended up being a gold ring. This spot, guys, this is a grinder spot. So you get here about midnight and then leave about 7 or 8 a.m. You're going to have a ring. You're going to possibly even have a gold ring, most likely. But you've got a grid from where that lady is. You got a grid all the way down to that corner, up over this hump, and back down to the water, up over this hump, back down to the water. 63 out of the hole. We're going to guess a full tab. There she blows. Another thing, if 3 days ago somebody lost a ring right here, and now that there's a hump of sand, and they lost it the other day when it has 3 feet less of sand, right? So anywhere along this whole hump, all the way up and over, there could be a ring. Somebody could have been sitting there yesterday digging with their hands, digging in the sand, digging a hole, and they could have lost their ring right there. But 2 days from now, a tide's going to come through, or maybe even this weather might create something to where it pulls that ring out of that spot and then brings it to somewhere else and buries it 4, 5, 8 feet deep. And then 4 or 5 years later, something else happens to where it brings that ring back to the surface, or it takes off all that sand. So if I can do this without the wind, see where that lady is laying, where those tents are? That's where the normal beach progression goes, right? So imagine where those boys are digging up there. It goes down like that. That's 12 feet of sand. Not 5 feet, that's 12 feet of sand from your natural progression. Maybe 10 feet of sand. If there's any gold rings that were lost up there in the sand, they're covered by 12 feet. Because gold will work its way down through sand faster than a hot knife through butter, guys. So, you know, those are the things you should be looking at. Beach changes. Where did the sand go? Where did the sand come from? If the beach is piled up with sand, wouldn't it make sense that there's less sand down here? I don't know. Oh wait, let me record myself actually doing something. I could list 10 guys, 10 people that do not fill in their holes right here, and I bet you, sir, are one of them. And I'm actually one of the few that actually still fill in my holes, even though an hour from now this might be gone with the tide. I am going to show you again. Listen to this sound. So that's the sound when you go over the bumps on the bottom. You're going to get a wah 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 wah. You can turn that down by the reactivity, or the salt reactivity, salt sensitivity, sorry. You turn that down to 1. Very little bit. You don't want it at 1. It really affects the depth. There we go. I'm going to turn the reactivity up just a little. That way the sound is a little shorter. And I haven't truly dove yet with it. No clue what it does really underwater as far as stability. Obviously you got to have it in dive mode. I had been just leaving the red plug in and just relieving the pressure and cleaning the machine, but it says to not leave the red plug in, so I will not leave the plug in. I don't want to ruin the machine. Signal 53. got the shape of a ring. What we want, something a little bit bolder and a little bit heavier. Guys, before you come into this beach, there's a sign that says rocks and rip current, and this is a day where you better keep an eye on your kid. Look at how fast that water's moving. And it's ripping. I mean, it's pulling at you like the strong, you know, one of the strongest rivers you could be in. I would definitely never take my eye off the kids. Yeah, that rip break just from there to there is wicked. Just the best swimmers should be paying attention to her for sure.
Where's the root come out?
It looks like it's not, but it's starting to break just where those kids are. You can see it's starting to break out. Yeah, right there. So you can just tell by the cloudy water just outside that break.
Yeah, it's really rolling.
But it's pulling through, and as the tide goes out, it's just going to get stronger. So just keep an eye. It's a good day.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, one last plug for Terry Shannon. If you have not read Metal Detecting the Treasure Coast by Terry Shannon, you need to get that book, and then get all his subsequent books after that. But he talks about what I would teach you today if I was here at this beach about following this tide out. He talks about following the tide out, and Clint Fox just obviously crushed St. Pete Beach, and if I was here and that rain right there wasn't coming down, I'd probably find a ring here today just by following the tide out. I just dug like a 15-inch pull tab, and guys, if you're finding pull tabs at 15 inches, this machine is going to crush the gold rings at all of that. You're going to get it at 15 inches for sure. This is the beach that depth makes a lot of sense. You could run this sand right here where you can go down 2 feet. You could run it really slow, max sensitivity, and just freaking grind it out. Digging those deep signals that, you know, nobody else can get. So that's what happens when you get to 36. When you get to a point where there are no targets and there's so many hunters. I can always use clips. $71. Guys, if you're finding this kind of stuff, like zipper pulls, clips and stuff, the beach hasn't been hunted. You know, yeah, it was in 04, but man, it was a good sound in 04, and there's jewelry. And you can hear this sound. It's like crack, 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 crack. Yeah, it's loud, but you can clearly hear this disgruntled sound. Yes, I did say disgruntled. I am a disgruntled detectorist. 04, just a weird sound. Crab traps are on this beach big time, guys. It's just so broken, this sound. And I'll try to get it in the jewelry catcher. 04, I wouldn't have guessed that. Curious sound. $83, but look at what I found. Can you see that? Oh God, is Derek teaching again? I got down to a level that holds targets. Oh, and it just happens to be in there. It's an 83. Huh. And it's holding gray matter? No. No, stay away from that. You're not going to find anything in that at all. Guys, I just met Marcelo on the beach. He actually lives here at IndianShores, and he's talking about moving down from Colorado you guys know that I want to move up to Colorado, so maybe we should get with Marcelo before he moves out of Colorado, and maybe give him a lesson up there in Colorado. Maybe he won't want to leave, but pleasure to meet you.
Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
I appreciate you. And you're going to be, I'm going to put you in a video just so that I can remember your name, and we'll be in touch. I'll be in, you know, just contact me through the video, and we'll be friends. 44, 36. You're going to get a lot of can slaw before you ever get any small gold, so make that compromise as well somewhere in your day. Look how beautiful those birds are, guys. They've actually got a section back here corded off for these birds, and they must know it because they're all just staying there. Obviously, if they mark it and then the birds stay, I don't know. I usually walk around them. Great sound in 60. Doesn't sound very deep, sounds very crisp. It's going to be a pull tab or something crazy small. A lot of 03, 04s. Dig some of those up and see what it is, see if it's heavy or not. Hey, just because the guy that's been through like 4 world wars decides he wants to go out by the rocks right there at the wave in the rip break, don't do it, guys. You see the sign? There are rocks. That old man is just, I don't know, crazy. You guys remember the one guy that I saved? Pulled him to shore, and he went right back out. No joke. I saved the guy, brought him to shore, and he went right back out with a laugh. Ha ha ha! Like he was defying death. I don't know. Look at this guy with his cell phone in his hand. One wave, and it's gone. Literally, you think you can get it, and you can't get it. It dives right into the water quick. An 04, 06 loud. An 02, 04 loud. This water, this sand is moving out of here fast, guys. Ooh. First sound I heard that was different. It's sounds big for a penny. 85. Oh, it is big for a penny. Very cool. Very cool. Junker, but still very cool. Oh, you're not even watching. Isn't that funny how I just found a ring and you guys weren't even watching? Texas, there's a T on it. For Tina. Pull tab. Deep sound. 75, deep sound. I'm just going to dig it because it's a deep sound. It went from 75 to 83. 93. $85, $86. Gonna be a penny. Straight 85. Last 85 was a ring. So much for a penny. Whatever that is. Not a penny. 68. Or a bobby pin. Oh no, fish hook. Save a foot, save a foot. And guys, use this as exercise. Inside thigh, you should have, like, if you're a woman, you know, you should have ripped inside thighs. You guys know I could probably kick a football about 6 miles. And I do switch feet. See that gray level? That's what you should be looking for. This guy lost his Oakley prescriptions. The odds of finding them in this chop is like 0. Unfortunately. One of my tips is to watch where people are during the day and then come back at night, or come back during a better tide, or whatever it is. But deep 50. Deep 50 something. Good spot for it though. Loud 60 out of the hole. That would be great if I got a really deep gold ring, because that was pretty deep. Gonna be a pull tab though, right? So deep pull tabs, you're gonna find some deep gold, guys. I'm telling you, this machine is just a beast in the wet sand. 07 staple. That is literally laying on the surface. 51. Just laying right on the surface. So how cool is that, huh? That's very fun. I'm sure somebody's upset about that. But I do want to point out, look, I was dragging this scoop right here. My span is all the way out to where the necklace was. And I want to thank Robert for slowing me down a little, because I didn't see it on the way out on that reach out. But on the way back, obviously you can see my pattern's pretty tight, and on the way back it was just a no-brainer over cover there, right? But if there's a charm, it's going to be somewhere right in this area as well. See how when I push it back in, I check the hole each time? Because you never know, sometimes it's so light, so small that it'll be in a 3-inch piece and you won't pick it up, but when you push it back in, you'll be like, oh, there's the sound again. Chirpy 84 up on the bank. And you shouldn't be up on the bank. If there's a low tide available, you should be down there for sure. But I'll do this real quick, just because this is where I've been popping up as high as I've been going up on the bank. 93 is going to be a dime. Yes, sir. Guys, another tip is your feet. Your feet should tell you where to walk. You feel it's soft, move on. You get squeaky 91. Most likely a dime or a copper. Copper. Top. 19. I can't read that. My eyes are bad. Hey guys, Derek here. Found a silver 925 Jesus cross. And then the 14 karat, it's a real pretty link. It's broken in the middle. I'll end up fixing that because I really like this link. I don't really like jewelry for the most part. And then the Tennessee Volunteer T. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button below and hit that little bell next to the subscribe, and then you'll be notified when I put out another video, or any content for that matter. If you hit the all next to the bell, anytime I put something out, you'll get a little notification from YouTube. Love you guys. Thanks. Have a great day.